Recording. Welcome to the Grace Channel, bravely creating with wild abandon that which sets our hearts on fire. And I am so honored, I am so grateful and pleased to have this amazing gentleman to highlight and be on our show. He is from Las Vegas, Nevada. His name is Luiz Oliveira. I had it all memorized.
Oliveira.
Oliveira. Okay. And he has Samba Latte. Samba Latte is a coffee, lounges, and espresso bar. He's got 4 of them in Las Vegas. We're so excited that he is still open. He is still running. They are very special, very amazing coffee shops. And I won't say too much about him because I'm going to let him tell you all about his sustainability and the social aspect of what he's creating, which is amazing for people in Las Vegas, Nevada. So Luiz, thank you for being here on the show.
No, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. And very excited to be part of your show.
Thank you. I have some questions for you.
Okay.
My first question, my very first question is if you could just share with us your background.
I was in the hotel business for 28 years when I start this project, and it is I really love the hotel industry, and until I got laid off in 2009 during the crisis that we had, the economic crisis that we had all over the country, and I was here in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas took a big hit. And I could not find a job, even I was willing to move to another state. But this project, the Samba Latte, was a project that I was working on, and I decided to continue as a part because I was doing the research, being a food and beverage business as a hotel executive for all those years. I had a lot of experience in the field, and I started saying, that's what I'm going to do now.
Wow, that's
and
beautiful.
Being a food and beverage business, I have an opportunity. I lived all over the country. I mean, on the West Coast, on the East Coast, Midwest, Southwest, on the North, and the Southeast as well. I live in the Caribbean for 4.5 years. And I'm originally from Brazil, and I used to work in a hotel business in Rio de Janeiro. Even I went to hotel school in Chicago in the early 80s.
Wow, so you have all the knowledge and all the experience, and you know people in different areas, different cultures, and you put it all together, all that food and beverage hotel experience that you had, and you created this amazing creation called Samba Latte.
Thank you.
Lounge and espresso bar, and we're going to hear so much more about it. So how did you get started with Samba Latte and your business?
Samba Latte, even I did a small video talking about, because a lot of people ask me, why Samba Latte? How did you come up with the idea? Why a coffee shop? And I remember, and I was a kid growing up in Rio, and my parents used to take us occasionally. Back then, didn't go out much often as we do now. And this place called Confeitaria Colombo, and it was an absolutely beautiful place that was built in the late 1800s. And looked like a palace. And every time I go to Brazil, I have to go over there. And as a kid, probably I was 9, 10, 11, 12, and used to go there. Man, wouldn't it be amazing to have a place like this? But it was just a kid, and life goes on. And I went to the hotel business, a career that I really want to be a hotelier. And I always enjoy coffee as well. Was one of those things that my great-grandfather used to have a coffee farm in Brazil back on the 50s, 60s, 40s, somewhere around there. And my mother grew up at the coffee farm. And she used to tell a lot of stories about coffee. And I remember drinking coffee since I was maybe 6, 7, 8 years old. And it was part of the culture. And I always liked coffee. And I always loved coffee. And I remember this was in 1999. I was living in Puerto Rico and sitting one day at the beach. And I used to go windsurf a lot and waiting for the wind to come up and sitting there and thinking about what is going to be my future, my career. And I was back then 40 years old. And I said, what am I going to do now? And should I open my coffee shop or should I continue my career in a hotel? But you're always thinking, okay, I want to shift my career to be move from hotel executive to be my own business. It is quite difficult because I mean, you make a great income, you have your benefits, you have your experience, and you work for a company for a long time. You have that stability that you have, and you never want to rock your own world. But at the time, Starbucks, Coffee and Bean, and Pete's was a huge explosion all over U.S. But I started researching and my development, and I traveling to Europe, making notes, taking pictures. And in 2000, and the idea was brewing really fast on my heart to do it, but the courage to do it. And it's very difficult to say, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to leave and I'm going to be a business owner. And in 2005, this location where we are here, we talked to the landlord rep. And after our meeting and the cost, and I said, there's no way we're going to be able to afford a place to have a coffee shop paying that much money, because was at the time it's still a good location. And I left to say there's no way, but I started never gave up the idea, always in my mind. So when it was in 2009, I remember January 2nd, I show up to work, and a couple hours later, my boss called me and said, "Hey, Luis, I need to speak with you." And I thought it was not expecting him to tell me, "Hey, by the way, your position has been eliminated as yesterday, but we have a job for you to go to Florida," which I went to Florida, St. Petersburg, and I decided not to stay. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to pursue now to do the coffee shop, even though I was looking for a job. So it was summer 2009, I said, that's it. I'm not going to look for a job, and I'm going to make this idea to happen because it is very deep in my heart to do it, and I have to do it, and I'm going to do it. And so was challenged to the financial, find money to do the project, and then end up and say, okay, we're going to make this happen no matter what. And we did, but it is all good. I mean,
I am so inspired. It sounds like with your grandfather and your mother growing up and around the coffee plantation, and you know, it's in your roots, it's in your background, your family background, and even as a child, seeing that first coffee shop and saying, oh, I'd love to have a shop like this. It's like destiny. It seems like it was destiny. However, it's not been easy. And I think that's important for other people to hear, people that are wanting to start another business, or people that, you know, are struggling at the time, or people that are wanting to support local, because it's not easy for business people. I told you before we started, I had John's Place coffee shop and juice bar, and I had to close it down because of the pandemic. Was losing money, and I was telling you, you know, it's either lose my house or the business, and I wanted to keep my house. So I just acknowledge you, Luis. This is something that took a lot of courage and a lot of stamina, and you had to keep going. And it is not easy to start a business. It takes a lot of money, a lot of courage, a tremendous amount of work and dedication, and you stuck through it. You did it. You got to that point where you were committed. We're going to do this no matter what. And seems like that's when it happened. You know, that's when it happened for you.
I say all the time that everybody can have an idea. Everybody, I have a great idea and I want to do this. Okay, do it. But very few people have a vision of the idea, how they want to do it. And you go to another level, be able to execute your vision. And one thing about a small business, and everybody can open a coffee shop, everybody can open a restaurant, everybody can open everything they want. But we have to understand now the market is extremely competitive. And if you don't have the ability to innovate and be creative and evolve every day as the business change, you're going to stay behind and you're not going to go anywhere. And you're going to hit the wall. That's why they say small business after 5 years, they fail. And after 10 years, they'll fail as well, because you take your ride until you staying behind, because everybody come up with a great idea behind you every day, some great idea. And you have to stay on the top of those kind of stuff.
It's very true. It's very true. It's very true. You have to keep evolving with the business and with everything and keep the creativity flowing. And it is not easy to be in business, especially your own business this day. But you did your research and you did all your homework, and you've been working on it for years and years, and the education that you had with hotel management has all kind of set you up for this. So I have another question for you. This is the big one.
Okay.
So tell us all, how do you manage to survive during this pandemic? That's what I'm curious about.
It is a good question. And some days I have like, oh my God, I can't believe it that we're still standing here. I remember March 17 was a Tuesday that when the governor of Nevada announced that they did a conference call, but I didn't listen to. And the PR lady for the shopping center, she called me and said, Luis, just let you know, everything's shutting down today as a midnight. You are part of Essential, and you're going to be able to be open, but no seating. Hello?
Are you there? I see a beautiful mountain
Yeah,
scene,
hold on.
but I don't see you.
Yeah, a call came in here.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a minute.
It's beautiful mountains. We are with Luiz Oliveira, who has Samba Latte Coffee Shop and Espresso Bar in Las Vegas, Nevada, 4 espresso bars.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So you were just saying you had just gotten the call that the city's closed down, but you're essential.
Sorry, because somebody called me. I didn't. But
That's
anyway,
okay.
so I remember when March 17, I got this call at 5 o'clock, and I was sitting here in my office, and I put my hand in my head and said, my God, this is going to be the end of everybody. And how are we going to survive this? And I went home, and I was really bothering me a lot. And I remember the next day we came in, and one of my employees didn't have the key, and I have to come in, and I usually have people already waiting. There was nobody waiting, no cars on the street. And I was like, really bothered me. And I was like, man. And that day we did $100 in revenue. And I say, oh my goodness, this is going to be my end. How am I going to survive? How am I going to navigate the storm? And immediately people start coming, and we reduced the staff, and I was here, show up to work every day. Matter of fact, for about 6 weeks, I didn't have a day off. I was coming every day. And on the first week, I told my wife and one of my guys, and I said, maybe I talked to with the food rep for Cisco and US Foods. They have plenty of toilet paper, pasta sauce, rice, and all those things. And I'm thinking to start selling in the store, so at least drive people in, and the people buy the coffee as well. And my wife, well, but I think people's gonna hit us hard and say that we're taking opportunity, advantage, and everything. And I say, no, we sell for And I mean, making 25, 50 cents, maybe $1 in each product that we sell, and at least to pay, I mean, labor and time, the product staying here. And we did, and we featured on the TV, local TV, and they liked the idea. People start coming, and even some people, I mean, that is now, people are so mad. People said that we're gouging price. I don't know what they're looking at, because all the product that we have was high-end quality product. Like if you go to a Smith's and if you go to a Whole Foods, you have the pasta, not the same brand. You might pay twice more for the pasta that you find at Whole Foods versus the pasta that you buy maybe at Costco or the Smiths or whatever, because the quality, the brand, and so forth. And I explain people, it is the brand, the quality, it's not cheap. And even when I showed one, the guys, look, that's not how much I pay, man. I'm not making money in this. I'm just trying to be part, just to create movement for people to come in.
Right.
And we came up, and I gave free muffins for the whole time for about 48 days. You come here, samba latte, buy a coffee, and get a free muffin to drive people to come in. At least you get something for free, because immediately we notice people start cutting back. People who drink a latte with the extra milk, with the extra shot, with the extra syrup, and all the alternative milk. Everybody start cutting back, because everybody start feeling afraid of the expenses. And I said, okay, we need to make change, and we adjust, and we're glad we got the PPP, which helped us a lot, because if we didn't get the money, we wouldn't be able to stay, because it was so fast, and your money can go only until certain days, and then you run out of money, and you say, what am I going to do now? How am I going to keep paying the bills? You're going to default my rent, default the vendors, and how am I going to pay payroll? And that is, people sometimes don't understand how difficult it is for a small business, because I don't have a line of credit for a big bank behind us to really keep funding money and to pay you. And so we have managed to survive, and it has been a very long journey. It was supposed to be 2 weeks, and now it's 8 months. And we make such this a big deal with such fear. And in May, the governor opened up the restaurants. Okay, great. And I start business picking up. And I said, okay, yes, that's great. And a couple weeks later, they said, everybody have to wear a mask everywhere you go. Mandate mask. Boom. The business immediately took a dive nose. And since then has been kind of choppy. And I think last week I started seeing more people. I think just people are sick and tired and say, I need to get out. I need to take control of my life. Life goes on. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to keep going. And if I die, I'll die.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us briefly, this, what is special about Samba Latte versus if they went to one of the regular coffee shops in town? What is different and special about Samba Latte?
I think I would say the special it is because we are among very few in the country, I can say, and say we are from farm all the way to the cup. I go to Brazil every year. I meet the coffee producers. We buy their coffee. We do a direct trade. We bring to U.S. We roast. And all the producers, all the beans that we have, they have a full sustainability and traceability, very high quality and consistency on the drink that we make. It's not because of my coffee, but one thing I can tell you, our coffee, it is really good. It is a high quality, very competitive with any specialty brand out there. And I tell my guys all the time, it's not important to be the best today, but how we're going to be the best tomorrow, because the bar is endless. We have to keep raising the bar. That's what we're talking about, innovation and be competitive, creativity, because it is. And you can go on a place that looks horrible, that a hole in the wall, but the food is good, the product is good, you go back.
Yeah.
But if you go to this place, very fancy, beautiful, elegant, but it is not, products not good, the service not good, most like you won't go back. Or you go back because of convenience.
Yeah.
And we focus a lot, being a hotel business in the industry for so many years and working a 5-star, 5 diamonds resort. The service is top notch. And I try my guys to deliver the same type of service on the daily basis for our customers, because I tell service, it is very important. The product, we have a great product. We have a great atmosphere. It's a great place. And now we need an outstanding guest experience so they can get out here and they say, man, this was the best coffee I ever had. The service was amazing. And the baristas was a very knowledge. And I tell the guys and say, we don't have a mediocre barista or average barista. Either you're a good barista or you don't belong to here. Because if you want to be an average employee, just if you go, maybe should work on some other place that those type of service I accept. Otherwise, they are not. Because I don't accept.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's amazingly powerful. Samba Latte, you have the environment and the atmosphere. You have the high top quality product that you get direct from the farms that you visit and you have relationships for. And then you have the best service, the baristas, and you insist on it. And that is you, Luiz. That is you that insists on that. And so you set your bar high and people come back. They know that they're going to get all those three things, the service, the high quality, and the atmosphere of
one thing I tell some of the guys sometimes, they say, if you want to provide a mediocre service, I'll tell you straight up, I'm not gonna lower my bar because of you. Either you get here, or maybe you trying to find another way to maybe find another job that they're gonna accept your mediocre type of service, because I don't accept, because there's one of those things, being in the industry for now, say 38 years in the food and beverage industry. And wherever I go, travel, stay in hotels, and my wife said, stop working. I always judge about service and watching the staff, how they work, how they interact, everything, because it shows the leadership, who runs the business, of the management of the hotel.
Yeah.
And I never forget, in late 80s, when I used to work for Hyatt hotels, was a boss. I used to say, listen, if the manager cannot smile, that means your staff is not going to smile. And always that thing really stayed in my mind and very true. And I was telling one of my guys the other day, I have a boss that he's still my friend, but he was very tough on me. And he used to tell me, listen, everything that you're going to do for me, if it is not 5-star plus, don't bother do it. Because I'm going to go back and kick your butt, because I don't accept that. And so there's all those things that really help me to keep my standard high and never compromise my standard because somebody else won it. If the drink that you make, doesn't look good, it's not going to taste good, don't give it to the guest. Because if it is not good for you to drink, neither myself drink, it's not good for the people. I wanted them to leave here and say, this is the best drink I ever had. Your coffee tastes better day after day. We have so many people that tell me that. I say, great, that's what we want to hear. You work hard for that.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Wow. Well, thank you for being on this highlight, Luiz. And we're going to move into the conversation portion of our Grace on Fire, where we just have a spontaneous conversation back and forth. And why don't we just pick up where we were at? I like the fact of, let's go with the sustainability and the, creating this business that you have, Samba Latte, and you're creating this so that you're promoting coffee and business places that are fair trade and sustainable, so that people know when they're drinking your coffee, you know, they're earth friendly, they're organic, they're sustainable. This is fair trade. They're, you know, people on these farms are getting fair trade pay. Where, you know, that's not always happening, and people can't go into any coffee shop and be guaranteed this. So you're actually looking out for not just your coffee shop, but you're looking out for the world and the farmers and
Right.
the
No, yeah, we want to,
coffee.
all the producers that we have, they are very environment conscious. They want to protect the motherland. Okay. And I give an example. Last year, last November, I go every November. Unfortunately, this November, I won't be able to go because there is very limited flights to go to Brazil. And they're canceling the flight in the last minute, and I don't want to go and get stuck going to Brazil. But I'll give an example. One of the producers last year, they are going to do drone fertilizer with the drones. Okay. Number one, because in 10 minutes, they can do 1 acre. And the machine takes 1 hour to do 1 acre. Know that the machine use, I can't remember how many liters right now, but a significant amount of fertilizer in an hour to do 1 acre, when the drone uses only 10 liters to do it, because it goes from the top, is more even has a little more, penetrates better on the trees than versus the machine when it goes sideways, is spraying to the side. And sometimes they go on the angle. But it really is amazing. That's one of those things. I have another producer, they start putting these sensors on the ground to monitor 1 mile, and know that tells them their water house, or they have the computer, if the tree or the area needs water, need fertilizer or pesticide. So that means that they're using less water, they use less fertilizer, and they use less pesticide. No talk about the fertilizer and the pesticide they use are 100% environment friendly. Doesn't hurt the environment. All the producers, they take 30 to 40% of the farm is a rainforest, because the rainforest create the ecosystem and the balance for the nature. So there is the insect, all the wildlife, they don't have to go to the coffee plantation to look for food, because they already have the food on the rainforest. So it is extremely important for that.
Wow.
They are using, I give an example that's going to be, I think, maybe in the future revolution, how the organic coffee, they're using fertilizer, which is a blend of bones of cows, chicken, pigs, and everything. And they blend with the fertilizer, which is being accepted now by the organic organization, because they put on the ground, and the bones has a very high level of nitrogen that really energize the tree to find nutrients that they never found before.
Wow. Yeah.
And so in several years, the farm become organic. Know that raise the quality of the coffee significant, because now the tree has natural ingredients to find on the ground, so makes it better and delicious coffee.
Absolutely. And then you know, not getting the inorganic and the pesticides and the things that are causing a lot of health issues and health problems, and problems with the earth as well, the ground and the soil that gets depleted. And your companies and your farms have found ways to do this organically and to do it with balance of nature. And I think this is definitely the wave. This is what John's Place and One World Humanity, that that I'm forwarding with John, we're trying to bring more awareness to all of these things, is that we need to really start to think about future generations. I think the future generations and the
Right.
sustainability of the
Protect the
planet
environment.
as we move on. And what are what are we going to leave our children and our children's children? Do we want to leave unsustainable, sources, or do we want to try to make it sustainable so that we leave a better world for each generation, a richer world for each generation? The soils are better, the products are more pure, all the systems, the energy systems, we're not depleting the earth of things that are going to run out anyways. Why would we want to do that? Because we got to think about our future generations and the eternal survival of our species. It's
Right.
especially at our age, we need to start thinking about our species and the survival of it and what we're going to leave our children's children.
Right. For the future of the future generations. Yeah, I love about the sustainability because it's really something really beautiful that it's a beautiful story we can tell people, and we can see especially when I go to the field, to the farms, and I see that happening, and I say, wow, that's amazing, because it really helps how to call the environment, the motherland, even how they are more planting the trees more on the curves, on the hills, because it helps for the erosion, retains the water. They put this grass, they plant this grass between the retains the moisture, so they don't have to use the water, especially in the area have a great rainfall, and really maintains. So when you have a little drought, the coffee trees can survive a little longer without being so thirsty looking for the water, because the Mother Nature has underground reserve for them.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. And I love that you're visiting the farms and creating, real human relationships rather than just, online on an email. But you're getting to know these people. You have relationships with the farmers and the workers, and that these are fair trade farms, which is really important too, because in the agriculture, there is a lot of labor slavery where, workers aren't getting paid nearly fair trade for that, particular part of the world. And that you're having this positive relationship with these farms that are, very much in integrity with fair trade and high quality, and keeping everything in balance.
Yeah, one thing I can say, not because I am from Brazil, but because I go there every year and I network. And last year I attended this big convention for coffee. It was a big one in the country. It was really, really nice. And coming across so many people. And one thing, that in Brazil, I can almost guarantee that there is no exploitation of the labor on the coffee, even on the commodity side, because the coffee plantations are all mechanized, so it's all mechanical, so they didn't use hand pick. But even the hand pick coffee farms, they take a great care of the people. They give the house. They have a school for their kids to go during the time of the plantation. They have even a little church so they can go there, worship and pray. So they are a continuation. And now even the farms now, they have internet, they have the dish. The speed is not the best, but at least you can have they put a cellular antenna, so your cellular works. Not a great speed, but it's still you can communicate, and you don't lose contact with outside world. It's still there. But one thing I can tell you, every time I go to the farm, I say, wow, this place is so beautiful. I wish I could live here. Because you really feel in contact with the nature, right in the middle of nowhere, on the top of the mountain, and you see all the greens with the birds singing all day long, and with a beautiful sunny day, and the rain comes, the wind. It is absolutely beautiful. It is really part that I love to see that.
Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful, great experience to be able to be there in that beauty in Brazil. And I've been to Brazil. I've been to several different areas. Our Center for
Okay.
Awakening did some orphanages in Brazil. We brought um, supported them with some things they wanted, fans and washer and dryer, toys and
Oh,
clothes, of
cool.
course, always notebooks, and I always liked some toys.
So much need.
There's a lot of need. There's a lot of need in everywhere, but I was in Rio de Janeiro for quite some time, and that was beautiful, beautiful experience. I swam in that ocean, a beautiful country with beautiful, beautiful people, and I would like to go back sometime. Probably not in the near future, but yes, but it is. And, I think that that's and I know you had said that your coffee beans, you have some from Central America, some from like all different areas in the world. It's not just Brazil, but you have some growers in
Yeah, we
different
try to feature
areas.
because I'm from Brazil. I try to focus our coffee. The Brazil we have the most variety farms
Sure.
and region. Plus, Brazil is the number one coffee producer in the world,
Okay.
and so we buy in. What we have coffee right now here from Colombia. I have from Honduras. I have from Ethiopia, from Congo. I mean, some countries, and we bring from Sumatra, Burundi, many other countries that we find a great coffee we bring because we always want to bring the best of the best and a quality coffee that
Okay.
you can drink and you're going to remember just like a wines.
Well, any coffee drinker listening to this, they're going to want to get themselves down to Samba Latte for sure in Las Vegas. You have 4 locations. Do you want to let us know your locations or your website? And
Yeah, our website is www.sambalate.com
okay,
and all the social media is at Sambalate as well. And we have 4 locations. One which I am right now, the Boca Park, which was the first store, which is the biggest store. We have one at Jones and 215, right off of the Beltway here, kind of close to the airport. We have one at downtown, which is open right now inside the Molasses Corporate Center. And we have another one at the Smith Center, which unfortunately has been closed because they have ceased all the shows for the time being, and we don't know when they're gonna reopen. Hopefully, maybe in March, April of next year, as things
okay.
are normalizing. Because they cancel all the shows, they have to
Hmm.
restart again and
Hmm.
see who's going to be available to come to Vegas to perform, sell the tickets, create a time for perform. It is a very complex of that.
Sure. Yeah. That they're closed. You're closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I acknowledge you for opening 4 stores. I know that's not easy. That's not an easy thing. You started with the one and you continued to expand. That's amazing. I mean, having that dream, going through the courage of creating it and all the hard work. And then here you are, 4 stores in Las Vegas, the best coffee, the highest, the best of the
Thank you.
best, all from fair trade, sustainable organic farms. And, people, I think people like that. I think people like the fact that when they're buying and purchasing and promoting a product, because anytime you purchase a product, you're promoting that. And if you're not sure if that, is this coffee is from a sustainable farm or it's from a fair trade where they're, treating, I mean, there's so many places that, they have a whole family, $10 a week, and they're in a little hovel and you hear about it all the time. They're, in the fields all day and all night and they get barely any money and they're, and you've checked all this out and you're promoting this, you, this high quality, all from beginning to end, the high quality. So when people come in and they have a coffee at Samba Latte, they have a latte at the express or something at the espresso bar. I know you've got like a lavender latte, all kinds of special exotic. People have to get
Right.
on your website and check out all the different exotic choices they have plus the social aspect of being, with other people. Right now, I think it's really important that we have, people want to get out of the house and just have some sort of, there's another human being over there.
Yeah, it's coffee.
You have concerts at
Socialize,
night.
see people.
Don't you have nightly concerts, or is it weekly concerts?
We have music, live music. Right now, we have a guy performing. He has been performing every night. He just hasn't performed for a while. And he said, I want to perform every day because I need to get back in my game again. And so there's no shows. So he played for tips outside, and people really take a good care of him.
Nice.
And he likes. And we have other musicians that come in to perform here on the weekends. And it's part of the community and part of the local culture as well. Support the local. We have some kids that play here in a while back, and they are now on their own professional musician. When they were in high school, now they're professional musician, which is great.
Supporting local. That's what we had at John's place. We had concerts and supported the local performers and musicians, so they would have a venue to share their gifts and talents, and then it brings people in, and then they go on, and that's how exciting is that they might have started their career at Samba Latte playing in the evenings, and now they're got their own shows and
their own gig and their own groove, and move on, and they're become their income now.
Yeah, and it's about, it's beautiful. It's evolutionary relationships with, with fair trade businesses that are trying to really do good for the world, the planet, everybody involved from beginning to end. And I think customers enjoy that too. When they come and they have some food or coffee from your shop, from your place, and they know that they're promoting, good business practices. They're promoting other people's jobs, good farms, all of that. When they know that, they feel better about drinking that coffee, because they know they're promoting. When anytime you purchase anything, you're promoting the purchase clothing. You're promoting all of that from beginning to end. Any store you walk into, you're promoting that store and their philosophy and all the places they're buying their products from. And it's really nice to start a business, and not only start it, but to start it as a movement for a better world. And that's what you're doing, Luiz Oliveira.
Yeah, we try to do it.
I got the name right that time, Oliveira.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Well, we're going to wrap up the conversation aspect, and I am going to read a message from John, my beloved son, and it is an October 5th message. So I just need to click into my Word document. All right. A message for humanity, October 5, 2020. Now is a time of utmost importance in the world. There is an important election coming up, and what is important for everyone involved in this election is to practice being good examples of responsible citizens, practice good sportsmanship, be mature winners and mature losers. There are two options with this election, and one is for the losing party to not be mature losers. If the party that loses cannot practice being mature adults, mature humans, providing a good model for the youth and humanity, then humanity will take a hit. We are no longer kindergartners on this planet. As a species, we have been around the block, and we are wise enough and mature enough to know that acting out and having a tantrum when we don't get our way is not grown-up behavior. We don't enjoy our 2-year-olds having a tantrum when they don't get their way, and we have little tolerance for it. Therefore, The losing party of this upcoming election, please don't have tantrums because you didn't get your way. This isn't what we want to teach our children as an appropriate human behavior. Tantrums is not what we want to be known for. It is completely hypocritical if we are wanting a peaceful, progressive, evolving community of mature human beings, a highly intelligent species. It is time to come together and work together regardless of which party is in office, to respect the leader and work toward together in positive ways for the highest and greatest good of all. Finding inner peace is the greatest act you can do to promote world peace. When you act from a place of deep inner peace, that action will promote more peace and unity, more love and brotherhood. I challenge each side of this race to commit to reacting as intelligent, evolved human beings committed to a peaceful world by committing to peace within your own mind, body, and soul. This commitment includes listening to the voice of peace within your own mind, acting from that voice only, and not from the unconscious voice that speaks of hate, anger, scarcity, loss, separation, and fear. We need to be mature individuals to master our unconscious minds that rant and grip us with thoughts based in less than pure love and peace. This is how we distinguish the voice of the unconscious mind that dwells in illusions and lies, and the conscious mind that dwells in peace and love. The unconscious mind generates thoughts of conflict, from mild irritation to wild rage. It can manifest in being right, making others wrong, jealousy, hate, and any other judgment that separates and creates fear and conflict. The conscious mind generates thoughts of love, peace, joy, and unity, from quiet stillness to outright rapture. Connection, love, peace, unity, abundance, equanimity, loving what is, embracing all that arises with full acceptance, openness, freedom, and grace. It becomes easy to distinguish which mind, which state you are in when you use this model. The unconscious mind generates the countless states of conflict and fear. The conscious mind generates the countless states of peace, joy, freedom, unity, and love. When you are upset or experiencing any level of conflict, you have allowed the unconscious mind to take over. When you are in peace, experiencing peace of mind, you have allowed the conscious mind to take over. A large group of people allowing the lies of the unconscious mind, which the unconscious mind is tuned into, and allow that to take over and drive your actions is very dangerous to the species. The conscious mind has very little to say when the unconscious mind is running rampant. The conscious mind is pure awareness, pure love, pure light, dwelling in the eternal peace of reality. The unconscious mind rants all day long, sometimes about meaningless things, sometimes disturbances, sometimes anger, bitterness, resentments for things long since gone. The unconscious mind is a distraction from the truth, the conscious self, the soul, the pure divine awareness that we all have free and total access to. It is time for humanity to wake up from unconsciousness and enter into a more conscious, mature state of being. We must master our minds, discipline our minds, and it begins with awareness, observing the mind as a subject observes an object. You observe objects all day long, houses, animals, trees. You know yourself as the subject observing the objects. You are clear that the object is not you. You are the subject observing the object. We need to take this same wisdom with us when it comes to the random chatter within our minds. We are the subject, the awareness observing the thoughts within our minds. We can know if the thoughts and the thought channels we are tuned into are true or not. True thoughts bring peace. Illusional thoughts and delusional thoughts bring a sense of conflict, separation, and fear. The thought channels you are tuned into at any given moment are not you. You are not your thoughts. You are fully empowered to tune into any thought channel, a different thought channel, a thought channel more aligned with the dreams and visions you want to create in your life. Raise the vibrational level of your thoughts to that which promotes inner peace, joy, and gratitude. If we as a humanity don't master our minds, we will default into a low vibrational mass unconsciousness thought channel based on division, blame, disempowerment, violence, and rage. This never helps and always hurts. It hurts the one engaged in the unconscious thought channels, and they often lash out at others. Don't take anything anyone says to you personally. Everyone is always talking about and to themselves. The call to humanity is to raise up the vibrational energy of the planet, to unify for what you want as a species: health, happiness, security, fulfillment, self-expression, opportunity, creativity, abundance, and most of all, love for all. Come together as a humanity for these and similar things for all humanity and for future generations. Choose healthier and healthier thoughts, which leads to a healthier and healthier world. Choose not to be tricked by the unconscious mind and the disempowering thoughts based on separation, blame, and fear. Immediately when you notice a thought that is less than deeply peaceful, master your mind and cancel it immediately and replace it with a thought aligned with truth, a thought of love, connection, abundance, peace, joy. What you focus on will expand, and you have full power to focus on anything you wish. Therefore, expand and create anything you wish. Choose again for peace over and over and over again until peace is your default and the peace on earth comes to pass, at least in your corner of the universe, which is your responsibility, and your corner affects all. That is how you become bringers of peace, light workers, wise, and mature human beings promoting a better world for all. I love you all, John the Beloved.
Very nice.
Thank you. That was his channeling for October 5th. I thought it was pretty bold, but I like it. It's good. It's true.
Okay.
And, I mean, I don't know who's going to win this election, but obviously he knows, and he hasn't told me. But I hope that the whichever party is the losing party takes that with grace and good sportsmanship, and doesn't create more separation, divisiveness, more violence. We're all for a better world. That's why we're voting for the particular candidate we're voting for, because they believe we're going to create they will create a better world for our country, our world. And so regardless of who wins, we need to keep focus on we're wanting to create a better world, not a world with more hate and divisiveness and violence. So I hope that doesn't happen. I hope we're mature enough as a humanity, as an intelligent species. Hurt for hurt never wins, never creates anything good. Two wrongs never make a right.
But one thing, let me tell you my experience being a foreigner in America. When I came into U.S. in 1980, studying English, I came back in 84 again to go to the hotel school. And when I started working in the hotel business, I used to work with a lot of people. We go out for a beer after work, Democratic, Republican, Independent. Everybody joke about the party, about their political in the Congress. But everybody, I mean, it was a joke and everybody laughed and think it was a good fun. Nobody took it really serious now. Myself as a business owner and being someone that didn't grow up here in America, but I am a citizen now. And I take this as my country and because I love America. But people are very sensitive about whatever you say on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very disturbing because what happened with what you learned to respect each other, your opinion, you might not like because I'm a Christian, but I'm not going to dislike you because you don't believe in God. I mean, those kind of things. And now because I hate you because you believe in God, and I hate you because you don't believe in God. I mean, those kind of stuff are happening, and just like, wait a minute, we have to come up in the middle here. And that it is so much division. But the one thing I tell people and they say, right now, it is not even to vote for the party. The party doesn't matter. You're going to vote for policies, for the candidate that's going to bring this country to the track and bring America to be a great country as it used to be. And that, as an empire, the empire get higher, go back to the Ottoman, go to the Greek, to the Romans, to the Babylon, to the Syrian. Why they became empire? Because they became so powerful and they became so damn stupid and they are sinking their own empire.
Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't happen with America.
Yep, I do too. We have, I'm an independent, thank God. My father, it was his advice for me to become an independent. And I am so grateful, because I am so grateful to have free choice and not to let some people are just voting, party because they're that party. And I will never do that. I will never want to do that. I would want to check the person, like you said, the policies, rather than the party. And it just becomes so divisive. And like you say, I would love for the world to get back to, we all have differences of opinion on everything. Everything we have a difference of opinion. No two people, even of the same religion, the same family, the same race, the same culture, agree on everything. Nobody does. So we cannot connect and join and unify through belief systems. We need to connect and unify through our shared humanity. just being human, the same species, we have trillions of things in common and trillions of reasons why we need to come together as a humanity, and to grow that and to expand and evolve us as a humanity. And there's so much more that we have in common than we have differences. Even if all our beliefs are different, we still have trillions of things. We all have the same circulatory system. There's so much the same about humans, even our emotions and our reactions and the way we, everything we reproduce, and there's infinite ways we can connect as humanity. And this species is the most intelligent and advanced species on the planet right now. And we need to start to prove that to the world, and prove that we are that advanced, intelligent, creative, genius, intelligent species. Every single human being is a genius, intelligent species with a divine intelligence that is animating through them. And, every human being blows me away with the beauty and intelligence and magnificence that each human being is. And we need to see ourselves as that and come together as that to evolve the species, rather than create divisiveness. That will not evolve us. That will not build us up. It's a coming together.
Right. But anyway, I really appreciate the invitation to be part of your program, and it was a pleasure. And let me know when you post so we can promote as well. And I hope that will help other people to understand. And because business, sometimes it is a lot of things a passion. It is a passion, but at the end of the day, it's a business that they have to run, to operate, to stay alive. And we try to manage to stay alive for many more years to come.
Absolutely. Thank you, Luiz Oliveira, and Samba Latte Coffee Shops and Lounge and Espresso Bar. Thank you for being who you are, for keeping this beautiful coffee experience going for people in Las Vegas. And I hope you expand. And thank you, guests and viewers, for being here. Wishing you all a most beautiful and most blessed day. Namaste.
Thank you. I appreciate it. God bless you. God bless all.
Thank you. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.